right, YouTube, Instagram, social media. You already know what it is. Another cast of my brother and me. That's my brother over there with his face all frowned up, looking like the Joker. We got a special guest tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and let my brother introduce these special guests, and we're gonna flip it up a little different. Go ahead, on D.
Oh, tonight's gonna be a doozy, y'all. So, so our special guest tonight, is one of my favorite uncles. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Trav. You know what I'm saying? Got many names. Travis, T-Bone, T-Dub. So he's our I guess our what would you call it?
Special guest.
Wisdom, my God, wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
So without further ado,
What up?
say what's up to the people.
Well, what's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there in TV land? This is my. Listen, I want y'all to forgive me. This is my first time ever being on any kind of stream. I'm comical in person, but I don't know how this is gonna come off on the screen here. But anyway, my name is Travis. This is my family right here, and they asked me to come on and talk to them a little bit about some things that I've learned over my years. We'll leave it like that.
That's a good way to kick it off. Now I'm gonna say this, a little disclaimer for my round people. I might not be the best advocate for us to tackle this guy because I'm sure he's going to bring up some good points. Just without further ado, we talk about flat Earth and the globe tonight. We got some guys here. We got definitely a solid flat earther. We got one that's on the fence, who's definitely teetering towards the flat Earth side, and you got me. I like I said, there's gonna be some good things that you're gonna say, oh, but at the end of the day, I'm still with it. Let's go ahead and bring it on there.
Um, let's start off with what your belief, what do you believe, what do you believe? Start there.
Well, let me just give you a story. Right? When I was maybe 6 years old. This is how this shit all started. I was around 6 years old. I went to the school right there, PS 200, right around the corner from Esplanade where we grew up. So first day, first grade, go to class, walk in the class, and the teacher, and there's a globe. There's a globe in the classroom. And the teacher said, "This is where we live." And I don't know, maybe I was difficult from early on. In my mind, I just said, that don't make no sense. That's what I said as a little kid. Now I'm a little kid. I don't know. The teacher know more than me, so I ain't gonna say nothing. But I just never brought into it, and I couldn't explain it. But I just never brought into it. And then as I would say 30 years go by, it wasn't until I was maybe 40 that it resurfaced.
Okay.
And I started seeing things and I was like, wait a second, if water is water, you got to explain that to me. If you're saying water's doing all this weird stuff on the ball, then we should be able to duplicate that in practice. Wow. If it's gravity, and you're saying that gravity's not affecting me here now, but it's affecting me when I'm standing by the water on the beach, because they're saying gravity's holding all that stuff kind of in place, right? It's holding it in place.
Yeah, but gravity's also holding you in place too. So what do you mean it's not affecting you now?
Go ahead.
No, I'm just asking. I mean, just like you said, it's not affecting you now. But like, okay, go ahead. Matter of fact, I should let you finish. I apologize.
Hey, I'm on the beach. I'm standing there, and people say it's a globe. So now where am I? Am I upside up? I'm upside down, I'm on the side. And like, where am I? Because to me, I'm always upside up. Like right, we're upside up. Like if we stand on our heads, we'll get a headache, right? That's normal physics. But they tell you when you look at the globe that some of us got to be on the bottom. I mean, like that's just how it's made, right? Like at some point, I got to be on the bottom, right? I can't, if it's moving and this and that, I got to be on the bottom sometime, right? But I never get a headache and nothing happens. Now they're gonna say that's gravity holding my headache in place, holding everything. Gravity does a lot, man. And I'm just saying, the simpler.
Yes, it does.
Maybe it's not gravity because no one can really explain gravity. It's hard to explain gravity. Like, what's gravity? Yeah, you drop an apple on the ground. Yeah, I can take my apple right here. I can drop it. They're gonna say that's gravity. I can say that's density. That's it being heavier than air. If I attach a balloon to this with helium in it, it'll go up.
Look.
Right?
I think that'll take a lot of helium.
Well, and then you gotta think, okay, and then just being devil's advocate, going back to what Trav just said, you got the helium balloon, with the apple, like I said, we'll make it float up because the helium is lighter than the air. You know what I'm saying? Where's that gravity then? Where's this immense gravity that's holding all this water in, holding everybody, but it's not holding this balloon and that apple that's floating up. So I mean, this asking.
Well, listen, what I'm saying is this: we don't have time to tackle every single point, but I think we should definitely hit some.
Well, don't you have time, man? No, don't give me that. We'll cut. Hey, we didn't cut stuff up before.
No. I didn't say we about to, but I mean, I can't tackle everybody as far as I'm no physicist, so I don't know why helium is lighter than oxygen or whatever they got. I'm no physicist. You'll get me messing around. People try to be like, oh man, he represented us wrong. I mean, and that's why, so we're not going to do that. But what I'm saying is this. There's some things that you flat earthers go for that, I can't go for. I mean, you already know.
Like what? Like what?
The ice wall. Let's go ahead and get right to it. The ice wall. Because there are certain things that go along, like, don't get me wrong, you're going to bring up some good points, and there's certain things that I'll go, okay, cool. Like, that whole gravity thing, you make a good point. Somebody's got to be upside down, even so that they say nobody's ever upside down. But what I can say is this, there's certain things that come along with the flat earth policy that I am not ever going to go for, and to go with it, the ice wall is definitely one of them. So, I mean,
Have you ever seen the wall? Have you seen it?
Have you ever seen the wall?
Well, I've seen pictures of it. Have you ever seen pictures of it?
I've seen YouTube sketches.
Right. Well, you can go to, like, probably NASA has pictures of it. Like they have pictures of it. You can go online. I mean, it ain't boom. You Google the ice wall, you'll see the whole show.
And a matter of fact,
now we talking about the shelf of ice.
Hmm?
You sent me a video of the ice wall.
Right? Okay. It was still a YouTube sketch. First off, I didn't watch the video.
That's the point.
No. But listen, because I do not believe in them shenanigans. You understand what I'm saying?
See that? But that's the point. You've never even tried to research, look at it or anything without even the same.
I said I didn't watch that video. Like I said, I've obviously watched a couple videos because messing with you, these people from YouTube, you know how they get your algorithm going. They started sending me a whole bunch of flat earth stuff. And and then I got round earth and flat earthers arguing.
Antarctica, right?
Huh?
Antarctica, the continent Antarctica. You've seen that. Right? And that's a whole big, sheet of ice, and you can even see the ice walls in relation to that if you look at it like, hey, I'm on.
But the ice wall encompasses y'all's ice wall encompasses the whole globe. We're not talking about a big shelf down in Antarctica. We're talking about encompassing the whole globe.
Let me make the connection. right?
Okay.
So you can look at our planet two ways, right? Just like a lot of things, we can look at always things two ways. We can look at it something as flat. Let's say I took my something that was flat and I wanted to make it a round thing. I would manipulate it and then I would fold it over and I would make it round. And then when I make it round, things are going to look differently. It's going to look different. You can also do the things the opposite. You can take a round thing and you can flatten it out. So it's conceivable that the Antarctica, the round Antarctica that you know, that's on our globe, on a round thing, it could possibly be, it's the opposite. It's not a closed circle, but a wider open circle. It's possible. See, my whole thing is I always look at what's possible, not, is it a fact? I don't know exactly if the earth is absolutely flat, or is flat and not round. I don't have conclusive proof, but what I do have is my eyes, my ears, my nose, and my mouth to ascertain my environment. And so when I go out into my environment, if it's round, my eyes should at some point see it, right? If it's not round, I will never see it, right? And I can guarantee you, no one has ever seen the round thingy, like with their eyeballs. No one has ever seen that. I can tell you how many times you've been around on this thing, on this planet, right? Have you seen like that weird curvy thing where you riding down in a car or something and you're continuously going over? Because that's what would have to happen. At some point, we have to go over, right? If I'm driving, I got to go over, right?
Okay. So now what I can say is this, and D, you as a drone flyer, you understand, just like myself, you know that even if we take our drones up, a couple 100 feet up in the air, there's still only so far that you can see. And that is because of the curvature. You understand what I'm saying? Even if you got a telescope, a high-powered telescope, you can't see from New York to, let's just say, London.
Right? You can't.
You can't. And that's because of the curvature.
Well, what happened? Let's look at it. Let's look at something that's not a curve. Let's look at something that's definitely not a curve and see what our eyeballs do. You ever been on near a train track or in a long hallway, a real long straight hallway, right?
Okay.
And you see at the end of the hallway, and you look down the hallway. What do you see at the end of the hallway? A little point, a little dot. It gets narrower and narrower and narrower, and your vision goes down. That's how our vision works. So it's not necessarily because something's going over something. You can be on a completely flat in a building in your hallway. You look down the hallway, it's going to get narrow at the end.
But listen what I'm saying. Even like when a ship sails away from you, if that was the case, the ship would just keep getting smaller and smaller. The ship literally disappears over the horizon. It like literally almost looked like it's sinking. Just like when you see it come, it's almost like it's coming up.
So in order for that to happen, Teddy, then water will have to do something that it's never done before. Bend. Water don't bend. Water won't bend overnight. I've never seen water bend.
Water is a very easy thing to manipulate. It goes into the shape of whatever. You telling me you've never seen like a frozen icy or anything like that? Different shapes? And isn't that water that's manipulated into a certain shape?
Water takes the shape of whatever, right?
Water takes the shape of whatever it's in.
But it's always level.
There you go. But what water always do?
Even it don't matter what shape a container you put it in, at the top, that water is going to be level. Always.
Okay. First off, if you're talking about the difference of
won't bend. Like the top won't have a bow to it like a hill. Water, unless it's big waves and it's going up and down. We're not talking about that. We're talking it'd be a hill of water. You'll never see a hill of water.
Right.
It can't. Water won't do that. It just water.
Right.
Water
You're correct. There's certain properties. Right. It's not going
Right.
to be a hill of water. But what I'm
Can't.
saying is this is go ahead. Let me get my thoughts before I make for you make the next point because I want to make sure I elaborate on that the correct way. But go ahead.
Because I like to use water because like water in my bathtub, water in our sink, water in any container can take, and you see what water does. It's going to take that container and mold itself to it.
Boom.
So if
Okay.
you have no container, what happens to water? It spills all over the place and finds a place where it won't have to spill no more. A level place.
Okay.
So if it's on a round thing, wouldn't the water naturally run off? I mean, that's just how water in our environment works.
Well
But then
then,
on a bigger scale, it works different.
right. How about now? I'm glad you said that. The first off, as far as why it doesn't run off, that's that thing that you don't seem like to believe in called gravity. Now the other thing is now when you're talking about water in a container, whether you're talking about a bathtub or even a big liter
Right?
for a shark tank or something like that, that's still on a very small scale compared to that. First off, I know, and I matter of fact, that's the one thing I maybe should have Googled as far as the curvature rate of the Earth. But what I'm saying is, you're talking about the Earth, which is way on a far
Like
more
it's
massive
like
scale.
16 feet per like 8 miles or some wildness like that.
Wait,
Something like that.
don't Teddy down that rabbit. Please don't send him down that rabbit hole.
No,
Please.
hey, no, listen, no, we down the rabbit hole. We
That
down the
equation,
rabbit hole now.
that equation, everybody been looking for that equation forever, right? And when they find it, we know it. We know the math of it because I'm a math guy. I'm a math guy. I was always been a math. So you know the math of it, but now when you do the calculation, like, oh, they give you some excuse why the calculation is not showing the curve, like, because it has to show itself within a certain amount of miles. It's got to, right? Logically. Let's say 500 miles. The curve's got to start showing itself. Even though the Earth is super big,
Yeah, no,
some
I can go for 500 miles. The Earth's got the I can go for
Look,
that
look,
even way before that.
no, I believe it's. I'm gonna find out. And I believe it's every. I believe it's some every 16 miles. Something like it starts to curve. But think of this: there is a there is a lake. The biggest lake in the world is in Russia. It is 392 miles across. Okay, on from one end to the other end, and it's frozen solid for 5 months of the year. Okay, it is a straight, like I said, it is a straight path that does not curve for 392 miles at all. There is a flat plain, there's a salt plain in Utah, and I believe that is can't get my numbers right, but that's like 200 miles wide. And it's again a straight plane, no curve. So it's like, again, yes, the world is 25,000 miles in diameter around the equator at the most widest part. You know what I'm saying? But at the same, but what about the when you get to the upper and lower parts of the earth? You know what I'm saying? Your curve has got to start
Well,
way before, you know what I'm saying?
you're right, but listen, it's funny you say that as far as the upper parts and the lower parts of the earth, because now I've seen two different things, and it's funny you say something about that lake because they actually have cameras around that. Well, they got cameras everywhere, of course, but they got cameras around that lake in Russia, and it shows, for 6 months of the year that it shows a 24-hour cycle where the sun never sets.
that's another clue.
What does that
There's
mean?
something on if the theory is this. I mean, as a kid, I was told, the moon came up, the sun went down, like that. The moon's up, one's down. They never together. But
No,
if you
no, no. You can see them in the sky at the same time. I mean,
yeah,
I've seen them in the sky plenty of times.
all the time, but that's not what we were told coming up. Like
Okay.
they never said that you can see that. So the first time I saw that, I was like, wow, that's weird. Because the story is, our Earth turns. Remember, the sun's not moving in the theory. You got to remember, the sun's not moving.
The moon is not moving.
No, whoa, whoa, whoa. In what theory, the sun is not moving?
Who's moving? The sun is not moving.
When?
Because
Where? Who said that?
look at your globe cosmological theory, which means that we're a round ball and we are circling the sun.
Yes, but the sun is pulling us through the universe, though.
Oh no, that's the most latest one they got with the thing moving and
Exactly.
together. That's the latest one. But the
Right.
original one was you had the 9 planets and they were all revolving around the sun.
Right. We're still going around the sun.
So hold on, Trav. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. So what you're saying, Ted, is that okay? We the Earth. We're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, right? Right. That's first off, right? And then hold up, and then we are revolving around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour, right? Because that is what they say are facts, right?
If that's what comes from being a glober, cool.
Hold up. So look, check it, right? So check it. Oh, look, perfect.
See what I got to do.
Okay, so what you're saying is, while we're spinning and going around the sun, right? The sun is also so we're going around the. Hold on, let me get it. So we're going around the sun, right? The sun is also moving like this across the galaxy. So everything is staying in line as the sun is moving this way.
No. Nobody said everything. I mean, nobody said that the sun was the only thing
the sun was moving.
Slow down, low down. What I'm saying is, I did say the sun was moving, but you said everything else is staying in line. I never said everything else in the galaxy or the universe was stationary.
There are 9 planets that revolve around the sun. Correct?
Actually there's 8. If you want to
whatever, whatever, 8.
They discount Pluto. They don't like Pluto.
They don't like Pluto now all of a sudden. But anyway, so there's 9 planets plus their moons, going around the sun, correct? And at the same time, all 9 planets, the sun, the star, not the star, but I'm saying all 9 planets, the moons, they're all hurling through space in perfect unison. That was it?
If that's because of being a glober, yes.
I'm asking you, is that what you're saying?
Hey, dog, I just gave you the best answer I could. If that's what comes with being a glober, then yes.
So you're saying, so again, that while we're spinning, we're revolving, and the sun is flying through the universe. Now, where is it going?
Come on, man, you're beating the dead horse. But yes, come on.
Where is it? Where is the sun going?
And I'm supposed to know that.
Now, let's think about this because we're making some good points here. Because let's look at what we see. That's what I say, our eyes, our ears, our senses. Like God created, gave them to us for a reason. He ain't just give us our senses for nothing. Every day we see the sun do what? Come and go.
Now, I want you to remember that movement you just did. But go ahead. We see it come and go. But go ahead.
Remember, you have to remember, Teddy, that the flat earthers believe the sun is moving.
What y'all believe is the sun goes up, way up, and then
no.
Hey, I've seen the videos. And what I'm saying is,
go ahead.
All this stuff comes along with it. You can't exit out some of the stuff. You can't take some of the stuff you like.
That's not correct. That's not correct. That's not correct.
And then this stuff. You're right, it's not correct.
That's not correct. That's not correct.
Right. I know. But I know what comes with some of y'all theories, and you can't.
That's not correct, though. But at least they're corrected. At least they're corrected.
Let me explain. Let's not get all sidetracked with all this crazy, right?
Right.
You're gonna have just like anything comes. You're gonna have people who want the status quo to stay the status quo, right? So if I come and say, "Yo, the Earth is flat," trust me, you're gonna have people come and say, "Yeah, the Earth is flat," but when they say the Earth is flat, they're gonna tell you all kind of weird shit, stupid shit, to make it sound stupid and dumb, right? They're not gonna just give you just the logic behind it. So the flat Earth logic is very simple. The Earth is stationary. The sun and the moon revolve above us in a circular pattern. That's it. It's not complicated.
I'm not sure if you've been updated on what y'all believe, but
No,
I've
that's what
seen,
I'm saying.
listen, and I know, and but you can't shake your head at what I saw. Because what I'm
Okay,
saying is this:
okay, okay,
I
okay.
have seen enough of these videos where I'm confident, and they're all by the same maker. And let's get something straight: I haven't done an extensive research like you have, but what I'm
But
saying is this: I have seen enough of these videos, and guess what? There are certain things that come along with the flat Earth policy, and guess what? What you described ain't it, Jack? What they describe is like it likes to go up and then it comes down. The Earth is always, and what's keeping us level is the Earth is moving up through space. Hey, trust me. And matter of fact, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question here. Let me ask you a question. Why has nobody bought a picture back from over the wall?
You can go and research Admiral Byrd. Admiral Byrd, they went to the wall. They went over the wall. There is no over the wall. Once you get to the ice sheet, you try to go. And what they tried to do was go beyond the ice and go a quote unquote around the world. That's what they tried to do. So they went to the edge, they went up, they got in a plane, and they went south. And they kept going, and they kept going, and they kept going, and they went for 5 hours about the distance of the United States. And the pilot said, we're halfway. We got to turn back around. So they went and they tried to do whatever they were trying to do. But when they went, they realized that it just goes on far beyond our capabilities to travel. But they already did it. You can research Admiral Byrd. They did it.
Okay, so now does your nephew know that? Because
I know that.
okay, well, no. Well, okay.
Idea what you're talking about going up and going to space. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
You know what I'm
of
saying?
course you
I don't
don't.
have a
But what
clue.
I'm